Okay, good morning. It's Tuesday, just heading out. I didn't vlog connecting everything just because it's pretty early. A lot of people are still sleeping, but we're all hooked up, ready to go. And the boat's all packed up, looking good out on the dock here. So yeah, gonna head to work. So yeah, everything's good. I've tested the lights, brake switch is on inside, latches are both in. Somehow lost one of these clips just driving it 5 feet unhooked when I unhooked it the other day, so I had to use a hitch pin. So I'm going to stop and try and find some more of these, and otherwise everything's all good to go. So yeah, get on the highway, we'll see you soon. The nicest day since I've been here, and I'm leaving. If Mark wasn't on holidays this week, it'd be really tough to leave, but anyway, let's get going. I got to stop for some fuel and just hit the road. All right, just coming into the little town of Clinton. Not sure if I recorded coming through it on the way up, so I figured I would do so on the way through here now. I was gonna fly the drone up to get over the town, but I got out at the rest stop just before town to do so, and as you can see by the flags here on the right, it is extremely windy, so not going to throw it up and risk crashing it, I guess, in the wind. Not sure how well it would do in that heavy of a wind. So anyway, it's a cute little town if you're not familiar with it. Got a couple gas stations and a motel pub here on the right, but that's about it when you first come into town, as we're just going out of town here. But just on the left here, there's a antique store that I remember seeing since I was a kid. So yeah, that's it. Tiny little town. The next stop will be Cache Creek, and we'll probably drive right through Cache Creek and stop in Ashcroft for fuel. There's a fairly new station there with lots of room to turn around, so we'll probably stop there for fuel. So we'll see you in Cache Creek. Okay, just coming into the village of Cache Creek. Right here on the left is this taco stand. It is amazing the food they have here and the groceries you can buy from them. They're not open yet by the looks of it. It's only 9:30, but yeah, definitely a good stop. Sometimes, depending on the time of day, we'll stop and I'll get nachos and I'll get a taco, and makes for a good dinner on our way up. Sometimes in the summer when we're coming up for the weekend. So yeah, so this is Cache Creek. So a little bigger than Clinton. They have a small airport here where they do some drag racing and burnout competitions and stuff every year. I think they call it graffiti days. So hopefully I'll make it up to it this year. We'll see. Back when we didn't eat healthy, we used to always stop here for the A&W. And I think I mentioned it last time coming through that the Bonaparte River flooded a couple years ago with all the major floods.
Continue onto Trans-Canada Highway 1.
Washed out the road and did Dairy Queen and everything there. When I was younger, we used to always stop
kilometers, continue straight.
Up here on the left. I think it's a Petro can or what is it now? A Chevron? Husky. It's a Husky. It might have been a Husky back then too, but right here on the left, this big flag. They had amazing soft serve ice cream. So when we were kids, we always came up. We always stopped at the gas station there. I think the parents always fueled up, and we always got the soft serve ice cream. It was just amazing. I don't know what it was about it that made everybody in our family and everyone talk about it and always stop there, but it was good. So that's it. That's Cache Creek. Now we pull a bit of a hill to get out of Cache Creek, and not far up the highway is where I'll pull in to get fuel at the new gas station here in Ashcroft. It's not in the town of Ashcroft, but on the outskirts on the highway, so we will see you there. Years this was the Ashcroft drag race strip, but now it's farmland. They shut down the racetrack, I don't know, probably 15 years ago or more, I'm not sure. You can still see the lanes there with all the highway Jersey barriers or whatever they're called. But anyway, yeah, it's sad that there's no more racetrack here. Like I said, they still use the airport, but this was a full-blown drag race track back in the day. So, and up here is where we're gonna go get fuel. So we'll see you there.
Proceed to the route.
This is the Esso we always
Proceed to the route.
mostly always stop at, especially when I have Chanel. She'll usually want to get a coffee. Navigation's freaking out here, but yeah, this is where we'll usually stop. Last time I stopped in Clinton because there was nobody there, and I was uploading footage with Starlink, and the gas station had a diesel pump right near the road where it wasn't going to block the view of the sky. So I didn't want to come here because I knew I'd be parked underneath. But today I'm not running Starlink, so we're all okay. So yeah, if you're ever coming through, this is a good spot in Ashcroft to pull over, get some food, get some fuel. So I'm gonna fuel up here and get some water. So I think there's diesel at both, but I don't want to block both. So anyway,
GPS connected.
all right, all fueled up. Got some water. I got 2 of these waters, and it was over $8 frickin'. That's insane. Definitely need to stock back up on water in the camper. I bought 3 4-liter jugs thinking that would be more than enough for the weekend, and I ran out basically last night, so I was conserving my water till now. Yeah, no, that's insane amount of money for water. You know, paying a couple dollars for a small bottle is bad enough, but $4 for a bottle like that is just insane.
At the
And I
stop
only
sign,
grabbed this
turn left onto
black
Trans-Canada Highway.
alkaline water because it showed that it was on sale, but I guess it wasn't. I don't know. Wasn't about to argue with them because I definitely didn't get a sale price, but anyway, we're back on the highway, and I think Ashcroft is the next. We're in Ashcroft. Spence's Bridge is the next town. We'll fire up the cameras there and show you Spence's Bridge. Just coming through some S-curves in the canyon. I was hoping to stop, and I wanted to set the drone up over here across the way facing this way, but the wind is just intense today, blowing the camper all around. So unfortunately it's ruined my drone plans of viewing the truck, camper, and Bronco driving through the canyon here. Maybe somewhere closer to Hope the wind is going to die down, I'm not sure, but yeah, this is a pretty cool spot in the canyon here that would have been neat to see with the drone anyway, let alone have it positioned while I drive through here. But there's always next time. Anyway, we'll see you down the highway. Okay, this is Spence's Bridge, another small little community. Not much seems to happen around here, it seems. I think there's a, I think it's called the Log Cabin Pub down here on the left, just up. And then there's like a tow yard on the right, a few houses, and that's pretty much the extent of Spence's Bridge. And then there's another highway turning left out of here, which gets you over to, I think, Merritt and Kamloops and whatnot. But yeah, here we go, Log Cabin Pub and Bates Motel. Not the Bates Motel from the show, but so yeah, here on the right there's a, I think it's a tow yard, antiques, I don't know what it is, maybe wrecking yard type looking place, but other than that, not a lot going on here. I'm sure it's got a population of around 100 maybe. During those floods that we had, the highway out of here, I think it is, was closed for quite some time, or maybe it was a different spot. Well, I'm pretty sure it's here where the highway actually washed away. And then also this bridge split. Something happened with one of the seams on this bridge, actually split as well. There was some issues there where it was closed for a while. This town has some old churches, as you can see on the left here. During fire season, you always see sprinklers set up on all these old churches through these little communities. So yeah, there we go. You can hang a left here and go to Merritt. yeah, otherwise just little town in the Thompson Valley here. We will carry on. I think Lytton is the next kind of little town. We kind of pass by it though. You don't go into the town, and it's the town that burnt up a couple of years ago, and they're just finally rebuilding. So if I can drive into town from this side of the highway, they've had that closed for quite some time, I might drive in. But as far as I know, they've stopped kind of the drive-through of the town, so we will see when we get there. Clicked on the camera. It's a beautiful part of the canyon up here, so around for a few minutes. Train. I don't think I've ever got it like that before. Quite the construction to rebuild this bridge after the floods. Rock here out in the middle of the river on the right is known as Frog Rock. The way that it sits there pointing out of the river, kind of like a frog looking out of the water. More noticeable on the way up, but just thought it was cool, thought I'd point it out. Alright, we just got to the construction and it looked like we were just starting to roll through. Not entirely sure. Yeah, cars way up ahead of us are rolling through, so it might have timed out good for us, but not entirely sure. I see cars coming down as well, so maybe we're just all inching ahead from the last row of traffic. It almost looks like they have 2 lanes going, so maybe I'm lucky. Alright, we are rolling and we have the CP train on our right that's going to pass us potentially. Might see it here in the view. Pretty neat. Yeah, it's in the view. And I think they call this Tank Hill. So if you look up any of the canyon flood damage stuff, I think that if they refer to Tank Hill, this is the one. So yeah, they got 2 lanes of traffic going. I wonder if maybe we caught them at a break or something where they just allowed 2 lanes of traffic. Hopefully I don't find a red here anytime soon and we'll just drive right through. We waited for like 60 seconds. I think on my way up I waited maybe 10-15 minutes last week. Pile of campers coming through together here. Yeah, it looks like they're on a break. Kind of cool, the view that we'll probably get from that overpass. They're lifting us up pretty high. Should be able to see down into the water from up there. Alright, that's about that. So here's Lytton. It's down to the right, but as you can see the road was still shut off there, so you have to enter from the other end. But you can see all the burnt trees still on the right. But they're starting to rebuild. It looks like a new little town down there now, so nice to see them Getting some houses back and rebuilding. The wind in here is just insane. I've never been blown over so hard. Back just a little ways in the corner there. It was the steering turned a quarter turn to stay straight. So pretty aggressive. Working our way out of the nice weather by the looks of things. The house up here on the left burnt down too. Most of the houses up here were safe, but I think one or two burnt up there. Just up here on the right is where their entrance to their town is, and a little gas station motel. Well, it used to be a gas station anyway up here. Oh, yeah, looks like it still might be. And that's where you can head down into town. They actually have a bowling alley here, I think. So that's that. That's Lytton. Next town would be Boston Bar. Alright, we are in Boston Bar. If you were to hang a right up here, North Bend is where you get to the Nahatlatch River Valley. Beautiful place. You can also connect to that through Harrison East. I've done the trip on my side-by-side. We'll see if we can pop up a picture of us at that gas station with our side-by-sides fueling up. But yeah, I keep getting a call from this number. I don't know what it is. And it keeps hanging up. So, not sure what the heck it is. Annoying though. Recents. Yeah. Yesterday, no. So today, 10:21, 10:38, and now 11:06. And that's pretty much it for Boston Bar. And of course, this number that's called me all morning, no answer. 636 area code, I'll have to look that up. So yeah, there you go. End of Boston Bar and no answer. Alright, this is the last tunnel on the trip home. Just coming into Yale, BC, the last little town before Hope. Not sure what this guy means by do not push. Maybe something to do with when they offload or something, I'm not sure, but seems odd. So yeah, little town of Yale, just outside of Hope. Not a lot goes on here. There's usually a little store on the left that's selling random things. They had to rebuild this bridge as well from the floods, so that was a bit of a delay as well on this highway. And then this gas station, I think it's a Canco now. It hasn't been open as a gas station for, I want to say, 10 years or more. So I was surprised to see it's a gas station again. So we'll see how long that lasts. Good to know that it's there again though. So yeah, I think the only thing that happens in this town is that gas station now and this little gold panning supplies place here on the left. It doesn't even look open right now, but usually it's open in the season, I guess. So yeah, anyway, that is it. That's Yale. One more little place called Spuzum, but it's really nothing. It's a pull off from the highway, and then we're in Hope, so we'll see you there. Well, looks like somebody got in trouble. Okay, here we are in Hope. Hope is most famous for Rambo First Blood. The movie Rambo was filmed partially, I guess, in Hope. Some famous bridge crossing. I think that bridge is gone now, but people have come from all over the world to get pictures of that bridge and stuff like that. So just coming in now, and we'll be crossing the Fraser River into Hope, and just down to the bottom left of the bridge on the other side is the boat launch where we were picking up everybody when we were rescuing stranded people in Hope through the floods a couple years ago. So I doubt you'll be able to see anything from up here, but yeah, just down below the bridge here is where there's a bit of a boat launch, and this is where we were picking people up and shuttling them up and down river when the highway was closed for, I think it was over a week anyway, or a week, but they were expecting it to be closed even longer. So there was people trapped in Hope wanting to get to Chilliwack or beyond, and then people also in Chilliwack needing to get to Hope. It's funny, one of the our employees, Ferd, who's now back at Stones as our painter, he lived in Hope, or lives in Hope, and was working, I think, in Hope, but has his girlfriend lives in Chilliwack, so he was stranded in Chilliwack needing to get back to Hope to get to work. So I had given him a ride one day as well. I believe that's the reason I gave him a ride, was he needed to get back here to work. But anyway, he's back working with us now, which is great. This is Hope. It's on most of the signs coming and leaving Vancouver, like the Vancouver area. Chilliwack is only on like one sign, and it's quite a bit bigger than Hope, but for some reason Hope has always been the city that is all over the road signs from
At the next light,
all over the
turn
place.
right.
So I guess it's because
At
it's
the
the
light,
base of
use
the
right lane to merge onto
base of the canyon highway, base of the Coquihalla Highway. It's kind of the last little town before you head up out of the valley, so kind of makes sense. So we'll be heading west towards Vancouver, and we're 30 minutes from the Hotrod shop. So we'll get on the highway here, and then we'll
turn right.
see you in Chilliwack. All right.
Use the right lane to take exit
We are
120
in
onto
Chilliwack. So thank you for coming along on my long weekend adventure, getting set up in 100 Mile, test driving the Starlink, figuring out how I'm going to film fishing, and flat towing the Bronco for the first time, which we're doing today as well.
Take the exit,
Just
then
a
take
whole bunch
the first
of
right onto Young
new
Road.
and first things. So now we're just getting back, going to
At the stop sign,
get a
turn
hold of
right
the
onto Young
customer's
Road
sons,
towards
that
Chilliwack.
or son and nephew, I guess, that are in trail where this truck is. The customer is in Australia right now where he is moving, so we're going to get the truck in. I'm going to order up the parts today when I get to the shop. So we will get the brake kit ordered for the front. Turn off this navigation, it's going to annoy us now that we're here. So yeah, so I'll get the parts ordered up today. I'm thinking today's Tuesday. I'm thinking I'll probably leave Thursday. I'm just going to look at the maps and decide which way I want to go there, and which way I want to come back, and where I want to stay for the night. Yeah, just going to try and plan it to make it a fun trip as well, see what kind of sights we can see on the way, and yeah, get the truck back here. We won't have parts for at least a week, I'm sure, so really no rush to get it back here. Just want to get the ball rolling. So anyway, we will get to the shop, but that pretty much concludes our May long weekend. Car almost got hit. That almost concludes our May long weekend trip here, so we'll probably be walking around checking out the shops here shortly. See you then.